Hey Stamp friends, welcome to the Joy of Stamp with Rachel. I'm Rachael Coon, and today I'm sharing with you my April card class called Beautiful Butterflies using this amazing stamp set. This card class I have was my April class, and if you want the PDF for this one, you can order it from me. But as far as the kits go, the kits are sold out, and I'm not selling it in a kit format anymore, just the PDF. All the links for that are down below, and if you are a club member, this video is for you to give you tips and tricks of how to use this stamp set with some amazing techniques. These cards were actually designed by Linda Day. She's my co-partner when it comes to these card classes, and we take turns designing, and they turned out stunning. I'm super excited to show you all of them. This is what the PDF will look like. There's a couple sheets of it. It's great because it has all of the items that we use. However, on my blog, for the link below, you can get a copy of this first page. So everything that I use will be a link to that to my online store. All right, here are these amazing cards. Let's show you each one. We'll go closer on each one as we make it as well. But look at this cool technique. This one we're going to use Spritzer was our theme. So we're using the Stampin UP Spritzer to create these fun looks with each card. And we have this last one that opens up to that awesome butterfly. All right, let's go ahead and put these ones aside, and then we will focus on the one first. All right, so this card is using a basic white card base, but the PDF will say a thick. I've completely ran out of thick, and it wasn't able to get to me soon enough. So in your guys' kits, you guys will have a just regular basic white, which is okay, but it's not my favorite for a card base. So my tip to you, if you want to make this a little bit thicker, do another layer in the inside of a cardstock, either a coordinating color, maybe like the balmy blue for the inside, or another piece of basic white, and that'll just help it be a little bit more sturdy, because you can see it's kind of like a bendy versus the color cardstock is just a heavier. So I apologize for that right now. And if you even want to switch that out from your kit, then go ahead and grab some of your own basic white thick and make that card base. Okay, so let's get out the supplies for this one. In your kit, you'll have a lot of it already done, but in the PDF, it'll tell you each step that you need to do. But I did a lot of it already. So here we have an embossed piece of Fresh Fresh. And that's beautiful. Then we have our butterfly, who's our main guy, who we've embossed him from the Bokeh Beauty, I think that's what it's called. Let me grab it. Designer Series paper. It says a beautiful bokeh. It is truly beautiful. Your club members got half a pack of this double-sided paper, and it is just super, super pretty. So I went ahead and die cut those out for you, so you don't have to worry, just in case you don't already have these dies. And then you'll have these little extra bits. You just need to press them out with your paper snips at the end of, or your take-a-pick tool. Okay, so I want to show you how we make this. I already have it made, so that way the power of camera that it's ready for us to go. But let me show you how we make it, so that way you can make it yourself. So first I'm going to grab a box, and then we're going to have our piece of basic white, and I die cut for you with Post-it notes and on some green some paper. Hold on, let's grab these guys. I think we're going to use these ones. These are easier to show you. Okay, I'm using a box, so in a minute I'm going to spray, and I want to keep it contained. So here we have these die cut butterflies, and if you go to the bottom of them, you'll be able to lift off that Post-it note carefully and separate it from the cardstock that was holding it safe. And on the tip of this one, there will be some adhesive on it, just a Post-it note adhesive, so it's fairly light. And I'm going to place one in my top corner. We'll go down to the next one. Again, separate the two from the bottom. And I would have used, Stampin' Up! Does have a masking tape, but I was all plumbed out. So I improvised and just used Post-it notes, which is great to have too. So you can just use it with supplies you already have. But the masking tape would have been adhesive all over and it would have laid a little bit better. So I apologize for that. 2 there, 2 on the bottom here. And we're kind of making it go at an angle from the left top to the bottom right. And that middle is not going to show. So this part is we're going to cover up and that will not matter. The fun thing about die cutting on cardstock is that I have bonus butterflies for later. Okay. Separating from the bottom to the top. I'm putting my last one here at this corner. Okay, looking good. Then what I did was I took our Stampin Up Spritzer. They come in 2 packs when you order it from online. It says Stampin Spritzer. And you'll notice that mine has a color to it. So what I did was add about 8 to 10 drops of the Balmy Blue re-inker into here. Kind of like food coloring, but water-based for inks. And then I filled the rest of it all the way up to the stamping line. So let me get here so you see. So right here, there's a line that stops. I filled the rest of it with rubbing alcohol and then just gave it a nice little shake to make sure the colors mix. All right, so we have our butterflies in there. I have my scissor, I remove the cap and I'm just gonna spray close to it. Oh, there we go. All over this piece of basic white. And you'll see it'll start to bubble, and that's okay. And get it as dark as you want. It will look different as it dries. And then I will set this aside and let it dry, and we can show how it turns out at the end, but we're gonna give it a little bit of that dry time as we go on to our next step. Oh, there we go. We're pretending that dried, and this would be the end result. This beautiful piece of basic white. We have now these cute butterflies that have come through, and I just love the way that looked, that masking technique there. We're going to go ahead and do a little bit of stamping on here with our cute little spots. A cluster of circles using the Balmy Blue. Definitely make sure your piece of paper dries all the way before you do the stamping because it will bleed. We don't want it to run, I should say. And I'm just going to go around our butterflies here. If you wanted to have it lighter, you could do some stamping off. I'm just going to turn it a little bit, create different shapes with it. Coming around these cute butterflies. You can even overlap it a little bit from where the butterflies are just that white. But do it however you want. I did 5 there to go with my 4 butterflies. And then we also need to stamp the happy birthday. I've die cut for you this awesome shape, which is part of the set as well. The dies. And let's grab the happy birthday. And I'm tempted, let's see. I have a foam mat, let me go grab it. Sorry for that pause. I had friends over last night, so my things weren't close to me like usual. And they were stamping some paper pumpkin kits, which are super fun, a great way to gather with friends because all of the hard work's done. Let's go ahead and stamp our happy birthday for this one. I'm going to ink it up in the Balmy Blue. Let me grab a Post-it note because I always like to do a practice. There we go, that looks pretty good. We'll do a tap, tap, tap. Bring it to the far left. Press and lift. Awesome. And then we're going to close up that ink and we can start doing our assembling for this card. Card number 1. Okay. It's up to you if you have liquid glue you like to use or you like to use Stampin' Still Plus. I'm going to do Stampin' Still Plus. Because the first one I did was with liquid glue, and again, this is still basic white. Even though it looks like kind of balmy blue, it has that basic white tint to it, and it just looks like the liquid glue shows through, I feel, on that kind. Press it down flat. Nice. Also do the back of this guy. This one I will use liquid glue, only because it has some raised pieces of paper, and I feel like liquid glue catches that better than a double-sided adhesive. kind of fills in those nooks and crannies. All right, lining it up on our piece that we just inked on, stamped on. There we go. Have our beautiful butterfly. This guy, he has a center to him at a balmy blue. So we're going to add that to it. You can either use a glue dot or some liquid glue. I'm going to put a little bit of liquid glue on here. And I'm actually going to put the liquid glue on the butterfly itself and not on his body. His balmy blue body. Out. Like that. It's looking super cute. Look how pretty that is. If I flip it over, you can kind of see the difference on the back, but it's such a beautiful piece of paper. Okay, we do need to flip that over because we are going to add dimensionals to the back. And our dimensionals are kind of big for this one. So what I'm going to use is the edge. If you have many dimensionals, those would work as well. But I'm just cutting along the edge here to make it not one giant square or rectangle that we'd peel off of that border, but just one tiny piece. That's a half. You could always just do half dimensional as well. And that'd be the same size. So I'm going to put one on his body. And then I want some on my top wings. At the tip where it's the thickest. I'm trying not to show the dimensionals through. I mean, they're basic white, so you can get away with it. And it won't be too noticeable. We do want to pop this pretty butterfly out. If you want, go ahead and grab something for this bottom. I might actually add one more dimensional to the bottom of the body here. Okay, remove the backings. And let's go add an angle on our, you see I have a lot coming off on that side. So I'm going to take my paper snips and I'm just going to follow along and trim that off. Okay, that looks better. Going at an angle of our butterflies like that, they're flying together, but on top of that fresh freesia, looking good. We're gonna liquid glue our happy birthday, but I don't want to put glue all the way on this back side here. So I just want it on where it says happy birthday, and we're gonna cut off some of this extra. We'll put it underneath here. I'm gonna make sure the happy birthday is all the way on, and then I'll press down. We'll open up the card and flip it so then I can use that card base as a guide for where it needs to be trimmed. Just like so. Looking really good. And the hardest part of this one is probably these amazing embellishments. Let me show you those. They're called Itty Bitty Bokeh Mix. They are fun. They're great for shaker cards. They don't have any adhesive on them. And so we're going to have to use some liquid glue here. What I like to do though is shake off a little into the lid because I don't need all of these. I just need to be able to pick through the ones I want. On this one, I used assortment. So you can use whatever ones you want. And let me grab my take a pick tool, the putty side, to help us out with this. What I like to do is go ahead and with my liquid glue and make dots where I want them to be. I like to do them in clusters of 3 or 5 on one side. So I'll do one more right here, another one there. We'll do a couple down here. If you're quick, you can put all your glue at the same time. If you're fearful that it'll dry too fast, go ahead and just only do the amount you can. Okay. Grabbing my take a pick tool that has a putty side. And I'm going to go ahead and pick up these little pieces. And some of them are flat and some of them are raised. I'll press it down onto that glue and then use my nail to help release it. This one has a cool, like, iridescent look to it and a little bit of texture. Okay, that caught nicely. Let's grab one of these hexagon berry burst ones. Oh, let's dip it in there. Raise up. There's this really neat one that's kind of like a rounded shape to it. That one's really fun. Has a little bit more dimension to it. It's looking good. We'll add another one of these flat disc ones. We're just going to have to give this some dry time though, since we're using the liquid glue. And there's no wrong or right way of how you can do this. Pick whichever ones you like and place them there. Like I said, this one I'm just trying to do an assortment. There we go. Stick that guy on. Let's get one more of that one and another blue disc. Sometimes I grab more than one, so gotta be careful. There we go. Fun, fun. Okay, and there you go. We'll let this one dry for that glue, but it is done. Super, super cute card. Happy birthday, butterfly. We set that one aside. Let's grab our piece out now. So I should have removed those a little bit sooner. So those ones are bleeding through. So after you spritz it, don't wait and remove those Post-it notes. And it'll turn out a little bit better than this one did. Sorry, I forgot about this piece. All right, I'll save that one for another card. But for now, we're gonna move on to card number 2, which that one is called Hello Butterfly. And it's using that Fresh Freesia card base. So club members, grab that one out. And you'll see that I already, again, have my butterfly ready to go. But I want to show you how we do that because it is a really, really neat technique. My card base I have here. And you know what? Again, I'm missing so much supplies, but we'll just pretend it's here. No, I thought I had it. My bone folder. There we go. So our card base, go ahead and crease it, set it to the side. We're going to need to make our butterfly and our hello. And then the rest of this is just layers we're going to add to our card base. Okay, for yours, you will have a big piece of basic white that we will grab your, oh, surprised I don't have one. Maybe I'll find one. Let me grab our embossing folder for this one. So you can see exactly how to make it. Here's embossing folder, which is amazing because you can emboss and die cut at the same time for this step. What you're gonna do is go ahead and open it up, and we're gonna have the part that has the Stampin' Up logo. It's the part that we are going to use to ink, okay? So we're gonna grab that. We're gonna grab some sponge daubers. And the colors we're gonna use are the Fresh Freesia. Grab that ink. We're going to use our Calypso Coral and our Berry Burst. So these are our 3 colors for this butterfly that we're going to ink up. Do the Fresh Freesia first, the Coral, then the Berry Burst last for your inking. And let's grab, in a minute, I need to grab a piece of basic white. We'll find one just to show you. Actually, we probably don't need to. We'll just do the magic of camera. All right, our Fresh Freesia sponge dauber. Go ahead and grab it, and I'm going to just go over and sponge on this butterfly. Doing it not too dark because I have 3 more colors to add, but I am going all over with it. Just like that, rubbing and putting it on. Okay, close that one up. Grab your Calypso Coral. Open it up. Let's sponge daub it. Grabbing, inking that up. This time I'm going to do more selective. I'm not going to do all over, but I do want it to get a little bit darker. So I'm going to press down hard and kind of just doing some splots there. Okay, nice. The last color is the Berry Burst. Ink that one up. And this is going to be your darkest shade. So go over it wherever you want. Think you missed anything? The beauty of this, though, is that we are going to get out our spritzer again. But this time, it's going to be a water spritzer. Let's get out our box that we used earlier to keep our spot safe and water-free, our work surface. So use something. This is a paper pumpkin box, but you honestly can use anything you have that keeps it in an area. All right, then we're going to grab the die for this one, which should be, I think I have it in here. Yes. There's a matching die. before we spritz it, so it makes it easier, we're going to match it to it. So here we have our butterfly. Get that all nice and lined up, like so. There we go. And there's little grooves. You'll see where it just, there it goes. Now it's fit, tucked in spot. Kind of like locked it there. Water spritzer. We're going to go ahead and just spray water on that butterfly like that. You can kind of see that color like activating and popping up now. We would then grab our piece of basic white, facing it on there, closing this way, and then I'm going to run it through my Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine like this, nice and wet and juicy. And then I'll cut it all the way through, and out will pop out a beautiful butterfly. And it's so pretty. I love that the embossing on it makes it kind of that resist look to it, where it keeps that white from the paper, and then that sponging we did with the daubers comes through on that background and the butterfly. Kind of like just colors it in. Really, really pretty. Okay, now we'll go on to our next steps. We just need to stamp the hello. Set that aside. There we go. On that basic white using the Berry Burst. And let's find my hello. There we go. I'm going to go center as I can. If you want to use your butterfly as a reference space, go ahead and grab that. And I do want to do a practice because who knows if there's something on my stamp that I can't see and I don't want to ruin it. There we go. Hello looks good. Hello in the middle. Love it. All right, now we can start assembling. Grab our layers back, and we're going to attach this awesome Boko Berry Burst. Look at the other side though too. Both of them are beautiful. Pick which one you like and attach it to our card base. I have a liquid glue. Nice. Next, we're going to grab our DSP. That's the bokeh, which is funny because we usually use cardstock for a mat, but this time we're doing the other way around. We're using the cardstock as the front and the DSP as the mat. And so I'll just show a little bit through on each side, creating a fun border. Go ahead and use some liquid glue to attach this to that card base, our hello, creating a border on all four sides. There we go. And grab our butterfly. Grab some dimensionals. Let's put it on the back of this one. Look how even the back of it looks really pretty. Just in that white even. Just a really amazing bundle here. Okay, I put 5, 1 center, and 2 on each wing. Flip it and put it on the front of our card here. Hello. A nice greeting. Next, we're going to embellish. This time, we're going to use only the blue shade. And I'm, again, going to use my liquid glue, or you can use glue dots if you have those handy. I'm going to do clusters of 3 and a cluster of 2 on this side. Okay, grab my take a pick tool. Again, only the blue ones, the disc ones. I'm going to sprinkle a little, actually I'm going to sprinkle this back, or a little bit less, and see what I can grab. And the blue light disc have different sizes. So I have like a smaller one here. It releases it, and then I have a bigger one. Let's see if I can separate these two. There we go. Press that one down. Maybe there. Oh, there we go. Let me rip some of this, take a pick off, and make it come back up. There we go. That's easier to work with. Placing that down and holding it. that little one right there. This is a very detailed step here, but it adds so much to it. It makes you appreciate the adhesive backed embellishments though, right? When you have to do all that little handiwork there. That liquid glue will dry and it will look nice, but check that out. Hello, butterfly. Love the way that one turned out. Oh, and you know what? I was horrible and I never let you have the original during it. I usually will have it up there, so I apologize. Our two hello butterflies. Very similar, but you can see how this one I think I used more water, and so it made the ink run more versus you can kind of see more of the sponge daubing in that one. Both really, really beautiful. All right, on to our next, which we'll get that one out this time. It's the So Thankful For You. This one I feel like is the easiest, but it has also a really cool technique with it. That one is another white card base. Again, I only had the basic white and not the thick, so feel free to switch that out if you feel like this one's too flimsy for you. Okay. So our card base here, our DSP inside. Yours has the measurement, so you can get that one already cut. I didn't pre-cut that for you. And then we have a die cut from the Stylish Shapes. And nope, these are, I think, the nestled bundles, I think. Double check. This one I went ahead and already stamped and die cut out for the sake of time. That's in the Fresh Freesia, and that's a cute butterfly friend there. Here is this one. We're going to do some stamping, and then you'll have a little piece of balmy blue that you'll need to stamp on as well. I'll get that out. Just tiny. Okay. Let's grab our foam mat back in for safe stamping. And this one, we are going to stamp the bottom with the Calypso Coral, and we're going to use the upside down of the butterfly. Let me show you. I know, kind of crazy, thinking out of the box here. So I'm going to take this, here's our butterfly right side up. I'm going to flip him upside down and just do this bottom part of him. I'm going to just ink it up. I don't need to ink up the whole thing because I'm not going to use the whole thing. I do want to grab, however, a piece of, let's see. So we're going to ink over. There we go. And we're going to just go on the bottom of this fun die cut banner. Nice. Okay, grab a blending brush. Grab a little bit of the ink off the ink pad. Rub some off so it's not super strong. And just color in that butterfly end here. Create a little bit of more warmth to it. There we go. That's looking pretty good. Super pretty there. Very subtle, but it's just such a nice touch. Okay, let's grab our balmy blue back in. Actually, our Fresh Freesia. Let's finish this piece. We're going to stamp our beautiful little little butterfly who's facing like from the side. Let's grab him or her. We'll do a quick practice stamping. Looks good. And we'll have it going at an angle on that top left corner. Nice. Okay, that piece is done. And we need to grab our balmy blue back. And this one is a two-step phrase. So it says, so thankful for you, are separate stamps. So that way you can make different combinations. So we have happy birthday, so thankful for you. So you can use those in different ways. They give you some flexibility. The two stamps we did not use are these ones right here, which is a really pretty kind of a color in for the wings, I feel like, on the bottom there. All right, our little piece of balmy blue and our sayings. Make sure I have both of them. Yes. The downside of the clear blocks is that I always lose them because they're see-through basically on my desk. All right, we'll do a practice stamp. So thankful. Oop, see, nice. And I'm going to put So Thankful on the top of my balmy blue. Going that one first. And then we're going to ink up our For You. Make sure it's not upside down. I mean, that could be fun. Looks good. And it's squared away underneath the So Thankful. Nice. If you wanted to, I spaced it kind of high, so I could trim that off even more, but I'm content with that. So we're good. Now we just assemble. I told you this one's a little bit easier and goes pretty fast. This would be a fun one to make lots of. Grab your liquid glue for the back of your DSP. Oh, it's almost hard to say goodbye to that. Like, that could even be an option. Maybe, you know what? So pretty. I think I'm going to do it. I'm going to switch out the way that one looks. So we're going to use the other side of the DSP for this card, and it'll be different from my sample card. We're going rogue. I just can't. It's just so pretty. Has 3 or 4 different shades in there, so it's just really pretty. All right. There's that on. Now we're going to add dimensionals on the back of our banner. Put 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Move the backing. And this one is not centered. It's more to the bottom right, but still not all the way to the bottom. So we're going to place it right about here. Grab a dimensional on the back of our butterfly friend. This one we only need dimensionals on half because the other half's going to be flying off. So I'm going to pinch the side and put it on so I don't forget what half it's going on. Remove the backings and put it at an angle on that banner there. Just making sure it's not going past your card base line. This one also, we do not need dimensionals all the way over. I'm going to just set it on the far right because that's going to be hanging over, and have it coming so that still showing through maybe. I went a little bit higher up on that one, so maybe if you want that color background to show through more, make sure you go higher up on yours as well. Okay, looking good. This would be embellished with only those really cool purple domes, I want to call them. Let's grab our Take a Pick tool and our liquid glue. We're going to do 2 on the banner, liquid glue it down, and then 1 off to the side. And there are also 2 shapes for this one, or 2 sizes. So I have a large and a medium or a small. And this is where it gets fun. Let's see if I can get it, or if I need to grab my lid and shake it in there. It's like going fishing. All right, that one is stuck together. Let's see, yep, 2 of them are together on this one. Got them. Okay. That's our small one, so I'm going to put him on the top here of this glue. Press down, nice. And then I find 2 big ones. Got them. Again, stuck together, so I'm going to put them in my fingers. Kind of just separate them. Oh, there we go. Okay. I'm going to flip this one over here. This one needs to flip over. There we go. Nice. So pretty. Okay, set these aside so we can get closer. Look how pretty that is. Oh, it has like a little shade of that purple to it, but it's almost like see-through, so it picks up other colors that it's around. Really, really pretty. And I like it in both DSPs, so it's up to you which one you want to use for yours, and then or do the like me, make one of each. All right, this last card is the coolest one. Has some really cool steps to it. It's a little intense, but you guys got this. So grab your balmy blue card base out. You grab all these pieces. Let's start by showing you how to make this amazing butterfly. And let me get the card back in so you can see what the finished product is. I always think that's helpful. And I missed it for one of them, so I apologize for that. Okay, finished product. This amazing looking butterfly. that opens up to have a butterfly we can write on the inside, and it's attached right there. So she was calling it, Linda, a butterfly flap for it, which is so fun. Okay, so let's put this aside real quick, and let me show you how to get this butterfly look. In your kit, you will have a couple of things. One will be a piece of basic white. Grab that, and we are going to grab our box back in, because we're going to get messy again. And we are going to ink up this giant clear block, which, there we go, this guy here. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to take 3 colors. Let's grab it so we can see, make sure I'm saying the right ones. We're going to go over with the fresh freesia. Fresh freesia first, over 2/3 of this block. So about like this far in, I'm going to just ink that all over. And then I'm going to go over the bottom third with the berry burst, and then I'm going to do the balmy blue at the top. Let me show you. Make sure I don't forget that order. So they're starting with the lightest color first, and we're going to go ahead and just kind of do like a rub or a wipe down. You can even do a pat. I feel like that's easier because then it's mobile the way you want it to be. And it'll be hard to see on camera, but I do have ink now on this clear block. I may then grab that berry burst for the bottom, where we haven't inked yet, and I'll ink this up like so. Looking pretty good. A little spotty there. Let's see if I can't get a little bit more pressed down ink. Okay. Oops, as I hit the camera. And then balmy blue at the top. And it doesn't have to be perfectly measured out. We're flexible with that. But we do want to have one of each color. In fact, this one's going to have a lot of that berry burst. That's okay. Okay. Have the clear block all inked up. And now we're going to grab our water spritzer. And we're going to spray water directly onto this clear block. So we'll just get that nice and wet and watch it run. Woo-hoo. Okay. Then we're going to grab our basic white, and we're going to do the swoosh technique, where we're going to place it on top and flatten it and let it just pick up all of this color. Make sure you press down all the way. One of them I did not press down enough, and it left a basic white gap, which I made it work out, but it still wasn't as good as it could have been. Okay, swishing it. You should have it all soaked in that water, and it picked it up. Looks something like that. The 3 colors, kind of see how they are blending together. Then we would set this aside and let it dry, or take our heat tool and dry it as we continue on our next steps. But let me show you what I would do to get it as a butterfly. So that is this guy. And let me show you the die that we are using. So there's one giant butterfly outline who has these lines on them. You see here? And it also have lines on the front here. So when we go to die cut this one out, I went ahead and I lined it up on the card stock that we went through closest to the edge. And you can have it go up further, and it's fine because you can see like right here, it's where that indent came from. And I could trim that off if I wanted to as well. And then you'll have kind of something that looks like this when you die cut it out. That's where you can do the trimming as needed, and it'll work out really nice. Okay, let's do the card base now. Your balmy blue is going to look like this, and you're like, hey, wait a minute. That's not how your card looks. So we're going to take this one, and we're going to remove this negative. Oh, yeah, the negative, the outline of it. Just go to that score line and cut to that butterfly edge. Same with this one, and release it, free it, and there you go. That's our card base. And we're going to glue this guy on there. Let me make sure he lines up nicely, or if I need to do some trimming first. See right here, I'm going to do a little bit of trim work where that score line is. That, because that would have naturally just cut off if I had it on my edge perfectly. Grab your liquid glue and match it up. I'm doing things kind of backwards. I haven't done my stamping yet, so we'll do that here in a minute. Shimmy it so he's on there nice. That's why we use liquid glue. While we're here, let's go ahead and liquid glue our pretty DSP. We're going to go bokeh side up for this one. Open your butterfly and place it in there. Looking good. Grab the basic white guy. He's going to go on the inside for us to write somewhere. This one definitely needs that trim. And then I want to double check it when I put it in to make sure it lines up. We don't want to be able to see it through. So this is supposed to go right up to that score line. Let's see how that's looking so far. Looking better. I'm going to do a little bit more straight edge trimming on it though. So right about there. And right about here. Just little trims. Okay. Hopefully that's looking better now. Yes. And when we go to close it, it'll line up nicely behind our butterfly friend. Okay. Grab some liquid glue. Put it on the back of our butterfly, our basic white one. And line it up. It's always important to practice first before we add the adhesive. So I'm glad we were doing that. And then I'm going to shimmy it now. Oh, I did pretty good that time. Look at that. Perfect. I did go ahead and die cut out a cute butterfly from that DSP again. You might have a little bit more pieces you need to pop out to create that more detail. Go ahead and glue him on as well. So pretty. And I just put some on the middle of his body. You don't need too much glue because we're going to cover that up. And you're going to have that going to line up like so. Then we just need to stamp and embellish. Told you went a little bit backwards. The greeting for this is going to be time to celebrate, which could be for anything. This honestly would be a great graduation card, which is coming up around the corner as butterflies grow and fly away. They change a lot. I feel like that's a good metaphor to graduation and time to celebrate. It's definitely time to celebrate when someone's graduating. I work at an elementary school and we have caterpillars right now getting ready to make their chrysalis, and then we'll have butterflies in about mid-May is my guess. So I'm super excited. It's been fun to watch their growth as they keep on growing and changing. Nice. Time to celebrate. We're going to put some dimensionals on the back of this and attach it to that card front. I'll do at least 3 and set it on this one. I'm going a little bit below the halfway point of the butterfly there. Nice. Then we just need to do 3 embellishments. And this time I almost did 1 of each. So I did both of them on the wings here. So 1 here and there, and 1 on the bottom part of the wing there. Okay. Let's grab our take a pick tool. Let's see if I can get some of these guys out of my lid. The smallest guy we'll put right there. And then we'll do that larger flat white one, or iridescent. And lastly, we'll do a large blue disc on the bottom. Maybe. There we go. Nice. Okay. There we go. Look at that awesome time to celebrate. Opens up to a beautiful butterfly in the inside. Let's get all those cards back in here so you can see them again. Let me know in the comments if you have any questions or if you want to join my next card class club. I would love to answer anything that you have, and I just love hearing where you're from even. If you have this stamp set, if you've played with it, or even which one of these are your favorites. Thank you so much for watching, and be sure to subscribe using the subscribe button below, and have a great day. Happy stamping, everyone. Goodbye.